I think it's special to be a Black Bruin because of the legacy that Black Bruins have created. You know, all the way from the first Black Bruin by a guy by the name of James C. Williamson, all the way to today's incoming class. You can just see the trajectory of greatness that's coming. You know, I always tell students, you know, when I'm in the community, if you walk to be a Black man at UCLA and walk around this campus and you see buildings named after Ralph Bunche and James Lavelle and Arthur Ashe, Tom Bradley, you see this whole complex called the Jackie Robinson Athletic and Recreation Complex. I mean, how can you not feel proud? You know, I mean, I can't imagine an institution of higher education that ranks as high as UCLA that has these many monuments to Black excellence. So, I mean, you know, hey, and I've been a part of some of the achievements that Black Bruins have made. You know, as a student in the '80s, and now as a staff person and alum. You know, still trying to find ways to initiate and innovate and collaborate and to bring to kind of share the richness of our legacy. You know, and kind of give it different kind of context and packages. So that's why I think it's a great thing to be a Black Bruin.
It's special to be a Black Bruin on this campus because, one, UCLA has always been an innovative institution. I am blessed to have a family member who unfortunately passed on that graduated from this institution in the 50s. So it tells you that UCLA has always been a diverse campus that actually believed in diversity. It's had its moments where it doesn't, but I'm really proud that we're bringing it back to where it came from. And as a child growing up on this campus and seeing some of the old alumni come back and UBAA still around and helping ASU do homecoming, it's going to be a great thing, and hopefully it'll bring Black Wednesdays back. And I'll see the students hiding that are pledging in my office as they did in my mother's office back in the day, and bring back some old school Black Bruin fun. That's what I want to see in the future.
To me, it's special to be a Black Bruin because honestly, well, first off, there's a small community of Black people, and even though that presents challenges at times, you think about the long, beautiful legacy of Black alumni and Black students that UCLA has had. It's an incredibly long list, and I'm honestly honored to just be a part of it and hopefully continue the tradition of excellence and Black excellence.
Well, I think it's special to be a Black Bruin because I think we embody the very thing that this institution tries to perpetuate in modern society. The fact that like us, people like us and people that, you know, reside in this campus that look just like us can be able to succeed. And not only do we succeed, but we excel in every way. So I think that's why it's really special to be a Black Bruin, especially here in California, here in Los Angeles. You know, there's no better university that embodies what it means to not just persevere, but excel beyond the measures that are dictated to us by contemporary society.
Well, I think it's really special to be a Black Bruin because, one, you're already at the #1 public institution in the university, and you know, a lot of us, we come from communities that's often marginalized, or you know, we face adversity just being Black, navigating the space of being Black itself, on top of getting into the #1 institution where, regardless if you're Black or not, like a lot of people don't get accepted. So you being able to get in and exceed and excel like that, I think that's what makes you really special, and it really sets you apart. Like you're cut from a different cloth, you know. And I think it's really important that you bring that back to your community so you can show people that it's possible. And more than anything, that you bring those resources and, you know, overcoming adversity to the spaces so that you can better your community.
It is incredibly special to be a Black Bruin because of the power that we have as a people, the beauty that we have as a people, as true academic, strong Black people. It's just so great to be around this type of energy and love as a Black Bruin.
Personally, I think it's really special because even though we're only about 5% of the student population, we come together and we create a community where it feels like I can go wherever I go, I always see a Black student, we always acknowledge each other, and it really feels like we're a family and a community. And I just think that's something so unique that UCLA has, and I'm really blessed to be able to go here and experience that.
I really feel like it shows resistance, and you know, being at a PWI and being so marginalized, it's nice to be in a community, in a space where there's resources and people are building each other up. Because we're so small, we're so connected, you know? And I think it's just so beautiful and so special. Like, I would not want to go anywhere else besides UCLA, so Yes.
For me, it's special to be a Black Bruin because we're not supposed to be here. I mean, we're not supposed to be in higher education. We're not supposed to be at a university, and we're definitely not supposed to be at UCLA. So the fact that we're here and we're thriving and we're succeeding and we're also finding community in one another is why it's special to be a Black Bruin for me.
Well, to be having the luxury of teaching here at UCLA, teaching so many Black Bruins, it really helps me feel that I'm steering people on a path of so many of the greats that came before them, so many wise people, Ralph Bunch, and many, many others had the foresight to understand that being strategically placed at UCLA and going out into the big world and doing big things is something that's going to open opportunities for others, and I think my presence here is one of those opportunities that I've enjoyed, and I'm happy to help others as well.
I feel it's special to be a Black Bruin because we have a legacy of student-initiated and student-run programs. So what that means, now being a graduate student at another institution, I see the way in which students are, in many ways, disempowered. We're not encouraged in other spaces to chart our own agendas, to be self-determined, right? The real root of what we're talking about here is self-determination, and whether we call it that or not, that's really what UCLA is producing into the world, and that's what makes Black alumni such powerful, incredible people, because we have that training as students. And so that's something I wouldn't trade for the world, is having that experience.
It is special to be a Black Bruin because you're part of a community that is filled with innovators, trailblazers, and they have something in common. They believe they can do anything. And that's one thing I learned as an undergraduate and as a law student at UCLA, is as Black Bruins, we'll think about something. If it's in the dorms, we'll make it happen. If it's from your friends thinking there's no parties on campus, I'm gonna think of a way to start a party. And they did it. So I recall my classmates of my freshman year starting a party. They held it in a California club, and 10 years later, they still created a vehicle, a business, to actually throw parties in Southern California. And that's just one of the thoughts about being a part of the Black Bruin family, is that just with a little thought, hard work, preparation, we can do anything. And that's one thing that I learned about being a part of the Black Bruin family, is that we believe we can do anything and change the world.
Well, I would just start out by saying again that I think at UCLA, as a Black student, we have a special consciousness that we had, Black consciousness, as in Stephen Biko, as in Malcolm, as in Paul Robeson, as in Ralph Bunch, some of whom went to UCLA and some of them. So we got this early on at UCLA. There's a marriage between the Black Student Alliance, between the African students, between the Caribbean Blacks, between the fraternities and sororities. And it's unique. It's a unique consciousness. There's a unique support. I always told my HBC friends that we have our own HBC at UCLA. And, you know, it's on Bruin Walk. It's in a lot of different places, but we have our own little community there. And it's a real tight community.
Like you said, being socially conscious, being aware of what's going on around you. And when we came in, there was a lot more Black Bruins at the time. And we have kept those and maintained those associations and those friendships, and being able to utilize what we learned, being able to take it out in the community, being able to educate, being able to inform. I think that's one of the biggest things I got out of it, that I have the skills and the knowledge and the understanding of what it means to be Black in America. And to be a Black Bruin means you hold a special place. So all you got to do is say you're from UCLA, and people are like, yay. So, you know, it just means a lot. It means a lot. And to keep it going, you know, we've gotten active again with the Alumni Association, and just to keep it going and to have our name out there, to be involved in the community and keeping the campus aware of the need in the community has been really important.
Wow. I would say it's special because of the lineage. The amazing people that have come through this university that have, you know, not just impacted the campus, but impacted the world. To be able to say that you're amongst those folks as Bruins is an amazing thing. And for me, it has been something that's fueled me to succeed, because I said, you know, if those people could come through and they could, you know, make a mark, who says that I can't make a mark? Why can't, you know, my name can be on a building. I can help bring in that next Arthur Ashe or that next Ralph Bunch or something like that. So for me, being UBAA president, it is a tremendous honor to be able to be raising funds to bring those bright minds into UCLA. It's really about getting something out of the university, giving it back. It's a huge sense of community that we have. So for me, it's been I was a freshman many years ago. It was at times difficult for me getting through the university, but ultimately it was knowing that there were manlas and there were, those black support folks on campus who were there to help us get through, who gave us the support that we needed. And then you could always look and say, you know what, I can do this. And it's really, that's what it has been for anybody that would say, well, it's a big university and, you get lost in the space. It's really not. It is a tight-knit community, and the people that we've known for years and years and years, you're still very close to them. And it is a special feeling just to know that I am a Black Bruin, and everywhere you go, it's UCLA. We're #1, and there's no arguing that. So it's special.